would you like Robo Umps? Because I'm against it for many reasons. But and then also, I know you're in the Hall of Fame and you make adjustments and all that. But how much more fun was it when you were pitching? You could get this far, and you could move them, and then you could just keep moving them off, and you just keep hitting the glove. Charlie O'Brien would stick it, and then, ha-ha! I mean, it has to be a little bit of a different feeling when you watch games now, and there are no corners.
No, well, first of all, I would not like the Robo Ump. I am not in favor of that, whether it would be my generation or watching today's game. I don't want that. I mean, I just, I think there is so much intrigue in the cat and mouse game between pitcher, catcher, umpire, right? Yeah. Did I get some pitches off the plate? Of course I did. Absolutely, I did. But it was the art of making it difficult for an umpire not to call a strike. If you've got your catcher set up on the outside corner and you're hitting that mitt, and the umpire gets comfortable with that, and all of a sudden he's 3 inches, 4 inches off the plate, you hit that mitt again, you make it hard for him not to call that pitch, right? He doesn't see movement on the glove. He doesn't see movement from the catcher. Okay, that must be a strike. And I think that was an art that pitching, you learn how to do that, right? And you start to get the respect and the benefit from the umpires, much like a Tony Gwynn has a different strike zone than AJ Pierzynski when AJ Pierzynski got called up to the big leagues. He earned that. He's shown that he has that ability to know what the strike zone is. He's not going to expand it. He's not going to go outside it. If he doesn't swing, it must be a ball. So that was part of the cat and mouse game, much more so in my generation, that I think was fun. Now, in today's game, I think it drives me crazy, and I'd be curious to see how you feel as a catcher. Like, I'm much more accepting of an umpire calling a pitch 2 or 3 inches off the corner if the catcher actually set up there and the pitcher actually executed that pitch, versus you're set up on the inside corner. The pitcher throws the fastball on the outside corner, and even though it's still technically in the strike zone, they call it a strike. Like, to me, that pitch, that's nowhere close to the pitch he was trying to execute, and you're rewarding him for that, versus he's trying to throw a down and away strike, and he gets it there, but it's maybe a ball or a ball and a half off the plate. Like, to me, man, that's, okay, that was something that's almost a perfect pitch. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I can't stand, like I said, watching a catcher reach all the way across the zone for a strike. I can't stand watching a guy throw a hanging curveball, and because it ends up in the strike zone and didn't end up in the seats, it gets called a strike. I mean, that's the part of it I don't like. But, look, for me, the latter part of my career, that changed. When Questek came in, that wasn't happening anymore. And I kind of had to reinvent myself a little bit, and I had to pitch inside a whole lot more and try to get, if you're getting 17 inches on the plate, right? And for me, it was, 3 or 4 inches off the outside corner, and I lost 3 or 4 inches on the inside corner. All right, well, you got to get that 17 inches back somehow, some way. And that's what I had to do later in my career, is I had to shift my strike zone to where it was, over on the plate, corner to corner. And the way I was getting that outside corner back on my side was I had to pitch in more. And it was not an easy adjustment at, 37, 38 years old, but it was, I had to do it. So I think that's part of the beauty of the game. You're constantly having to make adjustments, and the guys that make the adjustments are the ones that stick around the longest.
I agree. Everything you said, I agree with. Like, I love it. I used to love it. You hit the glove, boom, and yeah, you'd get a little bit off the plate, and the umpire would be like, strike. And batter complain and be like, well, he hit his glove perfectly. Like, you don't even move. Now every catcher you watch is,
Yeah, framing city.
Yeah. So,
yes.
I mean, it can be 3 feet off the plate, and the catcher's like, why didn't you call that one, Blue? And you're like, wait a minute.
It's almost offensive sometimes, the way that some catchers do it, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like so far out of the zone, and they're like, it's like, okay, we get it.